Hey, welcome back. We're going to talk about what led to the startup boom, especially post pandemic. Pandemic has actually shown us that being dependent on a particular job is not a good idea. You would have heard a lot of these things on the internet, in your network, in your surroundings, to not be dependent on a single source of income. Pandemic has given us that eye opener. A lot of people with experience have lost jobs. A lot of people with great amount of technique, talent and education qualification could not survive the pandemic backlash. A lot of companies, irrespective of whether you have worked with them for 5 years or 15 years, did not hesitate to give you a pink slip to tell you goodbye, thank you so much for your services, we cannot pay you salaries because we are shutting down because of pandemics. We do not have business to offer, we are not getting money from our clients, and so on and so forth. The entire world has faced this backlash. Just to give you a very important insights, the great resignation of 2021, the statistics, which was a study done by MIT Sloan, shows more than 40% of the workforce, guys who are working either in industry across the world, are willing to quit their job. Why are more than 40% of the workforce across the world willing to quit their job? 53% said it is because of the burnout. A lot of stress, a lot of work pressure, a lot of politics that is happening in the workforce, which 53 percentage of the world population who are working, who responded to this kind of research done by MIT Sloan, are not happy with their jobs. Just look and ask about what is it in your network. Forget about the world, forget about what MIT is doing. Just go deep down and ask yourself, ask your friends, ask your family and relatives, are you happy with the job? Of course, there are people who are sustaining their livelihood because of the job. You have to be grateful that you have a job even after pandemic, and if you don't have one, I'm sure you would have been a little better than what was in 2020 that we all faced, right? So I'm not saying that jobs are bad. Jobs are really good. That's the backbone of the economy. That's the reason that today, if you are an employee, the entire reason that you are listening to me and I am talking to you and sharing my experience is we have to step up to a level from an employee stage. We have to look at how can we be job givers, not just job receivers, but job creators and job givers. How can we create a startup ecosystem? How can we create a better livelihood for our community and our neighborhood and our city? And then the larger goal is how can we add this to the country itself. So the great resignation 2021 gave us this insight of how dangerous it is because people are not enjoying their work. So this is one of the reasons. So if you're not in a position to enjoy work, what is the alternative? You need money to survive. So what are the ways that you can earn money? Either you go get a job for yourself. Number two, you can either start up something on your own. Both are equally challenging. Getting a job might be easier for somebody who's got qualifications, who's got a degree, who's got some skills that he or she can demonstrate in an interview and get a job. And do that job again and again and again. Do the best of it so that you get recognized for what you are good at and get paid for it equally or better. On the other hand, there is a great urge for somebody to be their own boss, somebody to start something on their own, and so on and so forth. But not everybody is lucky enough to get that right. The statistics shows that 93% of startups fail in the first 3 to 5 years. Why does this happen? It happens because there is no long-term proper planning. There is the urge to start up, but they do not know how to tackle those roadblocks. It's like playing a video game. You get my point? You don't know what's going to happen in the next stage, right? So what happens when you start playing a video game? You might fail, you might lose a life. Of course, in a video game you have 2 to 3 lives or 5 lives, and you have bonuses and so on and so forth. So you learn that how can you tackle that roadblock or that barrier, because you tried once, twice and thrice, and then you finally level up your game and then go and cross that stage and reach the next level, right? But unfortunately with life it's a little hard. Why? Because you do not have that energy to start back again. If you fail, you just not fail as an attempt, but you also fail with losing money, losing energy, losing confidence. This is a very, very big test in an entrepreneurship journey. So if you have that strong will, that irrespective of failures, I know my vision, I know where I have to go, and I'm going to achieve it, this is the step that you have been waiting for. Let's see how I could take it forward in my next chapter.